I'm back. Wow, I'm back!
What's going on, my fellow Remnant 2 gamers? Welcome back to the channel. It's D Werewolf Gaming, back with another Remnant 2 video. Alright, I hope everyone has been doing well and staying safe. Today, guys, I wanted to bring you a little bit of gameplay showcasing the power of the corrupted Deceit. This long gun is amazing, guys. I really enjoy using it, and this video will primarily focus on those who may have not seen this particular gun. It's really easy to get, guys. Basically, you got to fight one of the bosses. It's out of Farin or Faline. I couldn't remember either one of the bosses you got to fight. And you will get an item, and you just got to take it back to Ward 13 and give it to that woman that basically craft the weapons. And you will get the regular version of them. Now, to obtain the corrupted version, you got to collect 10 shards, guys. Corrupted shards, basically. Throughout the game, your gameplay fighting aberrations. And you take those 10 shards, corrupted shards, and you turn it into the guy with the humpback that's in Ward 13, and you can get the corrupted version of the Deceit. And another thing, guys, if you want both versions of the weapon, just basically go back and refight that boss again, that same boss who you originally got the weapon from, and you'll be able to reattain the regular version of the weapon as well. Now I do enjoy using both versions of this weapon because the corrupted version and the regular Deceit is very fun to use as well. But overall, guys, I think the corrupted Deceit, in my opinion, is a lot easier to use, given the fact that you don't the regular Deceit, you basically have to throw that melee weapon out to be able to tank the blood to get the weak spots in. And basically with the corrupted Deceit, you only pressing the button and that's it. As long as that blade hits that target, guys, you will get the benefits of it. Now, one thing about using the corrupted Deceit, guys, I know a lot of people, in my videos sometimes, I had made past videos where sometimes I do often forget to recall the blade. And that's pretty easy to do, especially when you're in the middle of a boss fight. You're only focusing on trying to damage the boss. But, in this game, in your gameplay, you do want to make sure when you're using this weapon that you press the button to recall it back. That way the mod generates faster. You can get the mod back a lot faster and keep using it over and over. Overall, guys, since the update, there were some weapons that was introduced that overshadowed the Deceit and the corrupted Deceit, in my opinion, guys. Such as the monorail long gun or even the Genesis bow. Those two weapons for range builds, in my opinion, outshine all the other weapons in this game as far as the amount of damage you can do at a given moment. But overall, the corrupted Deceit and even the regular Deceit are very fun weapons to use. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of gameplay showing you how powerful these weapons still are. Really enjoy using them from time to time. They work best on certain bosses. And what's amazing about these weapons is it doesn't matter if the boss have a weak spot or not. You are able to hit those weak spots because of the fact that the mod on these weapons basically tank their blood, the boss's blood, which allow you to hit those weak spots. All right, guys, I want to give a big thank you for everyone that continues to support me on my channel, especially have those who always have something positive to say. All right, guys, so whenever you're using this, I like to use the little bright stone bomb, whatever you call it. It increases your damage by 10%, guys. And basically, you want to press the button and proc the mod, recall it back, and keep firing. That's basically how you want to use the setup. Now, I do enjoy using other classes, guys, but when I'm doing range builds, a lot of times I just like going with the gunslinger and the hunter. To me, they just go hand in hand, especially when you're making range builds. Now, for more survivability, of course, you could use the challenger, but for this particular build here, I enjoy using the hunter with the gunslinger. All right, the primary perk on the hunter is the Dead to Rights, dealing 55 base range of melee weak spot damage, extends the duration of any active hunter skill by 3.5 seconds, and taking relics actually extend that, guys, beyond with diminishing return. All right, your skills didn't really matter. Use whichever one you prefer. I did use Hunter's Focus the most, guys, for the reduced weapon spread, recoil, and sway by 50%. On top of that, you get increase in range damage by 25% and range weak spot damage by 25%. And also those enemies that will get marked, guys, and those marked enemies that will have a 10% increase in critical hit chance. Ultimately, though, is you use whichever skill works best for you. All right, the Bullet Storm skills is just great, guys. Really enjoy that. It basically increases the fire rate by 20%, reload speed by 50% on all ranged weapons. All right, your armor, whichever armor you prefer. And on this particular build, guys, I did go with the Trinket Heart Relic, but if you don't have it, I will have some other alternatives for you. All right, it passively generates 2 health per second, and on use doubles all health regeneration for 15 seconds. All right, so the Savage Heart Relic is great as well. It is an innate 25% increase in use, and on use it heals over 30 health over 0.25 seconds, and restores up to 300% of your gray health. All right, the Resonating Heart was another relic that I do enjoy using as well. On use, it regenerates 50% of max health over 5 seconds. When the heal ends, any overheal health to self is doubled, and it is awarded over the next 20 seconds. And another one of my favorite relics, guys, is the Profane Heart Relic, basically because it has an innate 3% lifesteal bonus, and on use, it increases the lifesteal efficacy by 50%. That lasts for 15 seconds. So like I said, guys, use whichever one of those relics you prefer. All right, the Corrupted Deceit is the star of the show. It is a pinpoint accurate fusion rifle. It fires back-to-back penetrating rails. It is high base damage as well, but it cannot score a critical weak spot hit. And that's where the mod comes in. The mod is the Windfall. Basically, it fires a spinning blade that taints the blood of the target within 20 meters. Allowing you to get those weak spots in. Again, make sure you press the button to recall it pretty fast so that we can get the mod back pretty quickly. And I did use the Supercharger Mutator to decrease the charge time for bows and fusion rifles. Your melee weapon did not matter, and the bolt driver went great with this build, guys. And I did use the Sung Ether to slow those enemies down, and I did pair it with the Sequence Shot Mutator Basically, this weapon's charge shot decreases the charge time of subsequent charge shots by 35% for 5 seconds. At level 10, charge primary shots grants 1% range critical chance per round spent, up to a max of 15% increase in range critical chance. All right, the first ring I did use was Anastasia's Inspiration. While receiving any form of healing, you will gain haste for 10 seconds. Guys, you're going to always have that haste up because you got the passive healing coming from the Trinket Heart Relic. And what haste does is increases the actions of everything you do. All right, I did use the Zaina's Malice. Dealing weak spot damage increases weak spot damage by 5% for 5 seconds. You get up to 4 stacks with that, so you get up 20% increase in weak spot damage. Now, another ring that did work really great with this build as well that I do enjoy using. I go back and forth with these rings, guys, and that is the Ring of the Flawed Beauty. It increases range weak spot damage is increased by 25%, but failure to hit those shots, guys, you will have reduced in range damage by 15%. This build is based around hitting weak spots, guys, so this ring worked great in this build. I really enjoy using it as well. All right, and another weak spot ring, if you don't have either one of those two, could be the Flood Lit Diamond Ring. It increases weak spot damage by 12%. The bonus is doubled if you have any form of exposed going on, guys, but on this build I'm not using any exposed, so that's one of the reasons why I didn't use this ring. But like I said, those rings work great. Probability Core to increase critical damage by 20%, and the Archer's Crest Ring to increase projectile speed by 20% and decrease fire charge time by 25%. All right, your amulet, guys, this is my favorite amulet. Can't really put it down. You gain infinite ammo, which is a very great benefit from playing any mode in this game, and you get increasing range damage by 15%. Of course, there are other amulets that would have gave you more damage, but overall, I really enjoy this. All right, for your traits, long shot comes automatically on the hunter. Ammo reserves comes automatically on the gunslinger class. I did have triage to increase healing effectiveness by 50%. 10 points in that actually. Did have 10 points in gifters to extend the skill duration by 30. I did have right at 5 points in fortified to increase my armor effectiveness by 25%. I had 4 points in swiftness to increase my movement speed. 10 points in vigor, guys, to increase max health by 30. Did have right at 10 points in spirit to increase my generation by 20%. 10 points in expertise to reduce skill cooldowns by 20%. 10 points in siphoner grants 3% of base damage as lifesteal. I did have 10 points in insight to automatically generate 10 mod power per second. They have right at 5 points in bark skin to reduce all incoming damage by 5%. 4 points in footwork to improve aim and shooting, basically improve your aiming while shooting. And guys, again, when it comes to these traits, always use whichever work best for you. And endurance comes automatically on this particular class, guys, and then 2 points in that, and that increases your stamina. All right, for the tonics, they have Mud Tooth Tonic to increase max health by 20. They have Xenoplasm. This is given to me from using the Mud Tooth Snake Oil Tonic. You don't have a choice in what it's given to you, guys, but it is a free concoction that allows you to have 2 concoctions at any given moment. All right, and I did have the Day in Fruit as well. Upon death, the hero will be revived for 40% of max health. Guys, that benefit is basically depending on how long that fruit matures. So the longer you let it mature, guys, the more benefit you get from it. And as you can see, I do got haste active at all given times, so that's pretty great. All right, for my fragment, I did have critical damage, weak spot damage, and range damage, with a little bit of mod generation of 10%. I did have sniper, meta, munitions, and revitalize. And guys, if you wanted more projectile speed on this particular build, you could have went more projectile speed, or even charge time as well. Ultimately, is whichever one would have worked best for you in your gameplay. I didn't really feel like I needed this build. The increase in range damage was pretty great, so I didn't really need it. For the main legendary perk, I did have Sharpshooter, which increases range damage by 60%. All right, guys, if you like the build, give it a thumbs up. Thank you for your valuable time as always. D Werewolf out.